Hello, Ken Spriggs here with a little short video, a review of the brand new Moebius lighting kit for the Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea Flying Sub. This kit's been out for quite a while, a few years actually. So I don't know if they hadn't planned on making a lighting set for it, but they finally did. And it's pretty cool. It's a pretty nice little set. They had previous sets like the Jupiter 2 that they brought out, which is very popular. I had gotten that myself. So I picked this up recently from Cult TV Man. I highly recommend them. It's a really great site to order and pre-order a lot of really cool kits coming up. This is not a kit that I'm going to be building anytime soon. It's not on my radar at the moment, but I definitely wanted to get the set because they may not carry it for the longest time. They often go out of stock, but it's really cool. So it does all the things you would want it to do for this particular model, the Flying Sub, especially the really cool blinking or pulsing reactor wall unit, because this little Flying Sub was supposed to have a nuclear reactor in it to power it. Pretty funny, as if it really could have something in that small. But anyway, it's a cool sub. I've always loved it. And certainly the Moebius version is accurate and larger and much nicer than the original Aurora, or then I believe Monogram took it over for a while, and now Polar Lights has a version of it as well. Do they? Actually, I don't think they do. I think it is just a Monogram model at this point. You could probably still find it out there, the older one. And I have a copy of it as well. So, all right, let's go ahead and take a look at this cool lighting set. All right, so this comes in this nice little box, which is cool. It has the same artwork as the larger sub box. Pretty cool. Since it's officially made by Moebius to go with this kit. So inside of it, you have another box that fits just inside of it. Some instructions. And then when you open the box, you have all of the parts inside. Now some I've already taken out of the bubble wrap, but they're all inside of this little packaging. So, all right, so let's go ahead and take a look at, I'll take all the lights out, and we'll take a look at those, and we'll see what's included and what's gonna fit inside this kit. And in the back, they give you some nice cool instructions. Headlights for the ship, the reactor lights, which flicker and flash on and off, engine lights. There's a few other, well, there's a couple other, lights that are in there too. So, all right, so let me take those out and we'll go ahead and go over what lights are included. All right, so here's what comes in the box. Well, other than the kit parts, here's the clear floor for the sub that comes with it. Here's the reactor panel with the holes in it, and it has a clear piece that goes in to light up those holes behind it. Now what the kit comes with is it has everything all pre-wired, which is really nice, and I'll go over these in a second. It has an adapter, which is plugged in right now. It has a separate cord that can plug into this connector, and they give you instructions on how to have this, the adapter plug, and the switch. It's a little teeny switch right here. Just turns everything on and off. And then this cord, the one end goes into this part, and this can go into a USB if you want to plug it in that way. So you have different options. So you can use the regular plug-in wall adapter, or you can use this adapter to go into it. I would assume this could work with like a battery pack or something. I'm not quite sure, but or into any USB source that you plug into. And then it comes with this back piece, this plastic piece that goes behind this. And this is for the 5 LEDs that go into here. You mount them into these slots so that they're properly spaced. They even give you instructions to do them in order. I believe it's red, green, red, blue, green. So they'll blink in a certain order. So, and what it contains, and I've taped them all off, is you have 2 flat white LEDs, and they go in the front control panel facing back into the cabin. You've got two rounded white ones that are the headlights. You've got two red ones, well, I forget which are which, but I'll show you when I turn them on, that go in the engines, two engines. And then you have the 5 blinking LEDs, 2 red, 2 green, and 1 blue that go in that little box that I just showed you. Then you have this light strip, no, it's not a strip, it's like a light panel. The whole thing glows, and that goes underneath this to light up these 3 panels, and then they should be yellow. This one does not light up because it's a hatch, and you paint it dark. So, all right, so everything's pre-wired, everything's ready to go. You just have to put them in on the circuit board, of course. You just have to put it in where the instructions show you, and then it all lights up. Let me show you the instructions real quick, and then we'll wire a few of these in and show you what they're going to look like. Actually, you know what? Before I do that, I'm sorry. Let me turn it on, and let me just show you the different colors that I was talking about that are there. All right, so here's the 2 red for the engines. You got your 2 sets of the whites, as I said, for the headlights and the control panel. And then you have the 5 different colors that are flickering at different rates to give it that cool effect that this is pulsing with radioactivity or whatever. So, okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the instructions. Okay, so here are the instructions. Just goes over what's included and what they do, where they're supposed to go, what kind of wires they have, so very comprehensive. It shows the whole setup and explains what they're used for, which I already talked about. The different cords, the light sheet, that kind of thing. All right. And then it goes over how to set them up. So it goes over the reactor wall, the piece they give you, how you put this together, how these are arranged, which is important because it'll flicker the certain colors that you want, how to attach it, that sort of thing, run the wires out of it. Then you have the instrument panel. This is where those 2 flat white LEDs go into, right in those 2 little spots. I guess, I don't know if they're screens or what they are, but they'll actually help light the interior a bit, and we won't see them because they'll be facing backwards. The parts that already come with the kit for the engines, to glue those in place, pretty simple. How to glue these into the clear lenses for the headlights, which come with the kit, pretty simple again. Talks about just like the 3 panels are left unpainted, as I said. That middle one is painted. Looks like it's a little different color than the floor because it's supposed to be a hatch, and you can paint silver accents on the hinges and the door there. Okay. All right, then we have the floor, and it shows you how to place this, and you got to make sure that the pink side is facing up, and you can tell when you turn it on, it lights up. And it's designed, the shape of it's designed to fit just where it goes into the part, since you have some pegs sticking down on the floor that go into the floor. How to attach these in. Then they go into some good detail, and it's really cool. And I guess you could move where you want to put it, but you have to cut in some holes, like a round and some rectangular holes, into the bottom of the hull. And it gives you all the measurements. And of course, these are going to be for the on-off switch, the USB port, the AC adapter port. And then that way you can access all of these from the outside, and they show you what that's supposed to look like. So you would just glue those in place, probably with some 5-minute epoxy. Okay. Some more information showing you how to kind of arrange these inside the circuit board and all that, so that the wires would fit, because they're not all the same length, so I'm assuming they made them the proper length so you wouldn't have extra wires. Then they talk about a little bit more about certain precautions you need to have since you're going to have these parts going over top of some of the wiring, so the final assembly. Tell you about twist tying them together, which is pretty common sense. Where to put the circuit board, how to glue it in place, that kind of thing. All right, so very comprehensive, very nice set. Definitely going to augment this ship and light up the things that you need to light up on here. And certainly if I wanted to, I could add some additional lights for like the control panels if I want to get the photo etch set, which I probably will, and then do that as well. All right, so I just have these components taped in place to kind of show you the main parts. The other ones are fairly self-explanatory. You've got the 2 red LEDs for the engines. You've got the 2 whites for the headlights, and you have 2 flat whites that go in the control panel in the front of the ship. But the main ones, the ones that are going to look pretty cool, obviously the nuclear reactor, which is really cool because it changes colors and it flickers like it's a nuclear reactor unit. And then you have the floor panels, little 6-sided figures lit up and glowing, and they'll be yellow. Use some clear yellow on them. This front one does not light up. It's a hatch, if you can see. It's got the little hatch hinges, and it has the same grid underneath it, but it's really not supposed to be a lit part. So this you would paint darker, and these you would leave clear or paint them yellow. So let me go ahead and turn that on, and I'll show you how that's going to look. Hold on a second, let me find the switch. There it is. Okay, so you have the switch that controls it all, and we'll go ahead and take a look. All right, so I'm not a big fan of the light panels because they're dimmer. In this particular case though, I think it'll be great because these aren't like bright glaring lights. They're only supposed to be like a glow. So I think that'll be okay. Hopefully the yellow, I'll use a yellow clear Tamiya, doesn't obscure it at all. Plus it'll be inside the ship that's closed, so you're gonna get more light from that to make those just glow. But I really like the, let's see if you can close in on that. I really like that panel. The instructions give you an order of where to put them, like red, green, red, blue, green. So when they flicker on and off, you're getting different colors. You're getting like the red, the blue, a purplish look, green obviously. So that's really cool. I like that. And keep in mind, this will be painted as well, and the controls will be painted. But that's going to be pretty cool. I like that effect. That was one of the main reasons I wanted it. I can easily do my own lights in the headlights in the back and all that stuff, but this is tricky in the way they made it so that they would blink out of sync. It's pretty cool. So, all right, so that does look pretty awesome. I think that's going to be a really nice effect for this lighting kit. All right, so really cool kit. A lot of options in this lighting kit to really enhance your Flying Sub. I now have it up on my rack here with my Flying Sub for a future build. Definitely want to build this at some point, but too many other kits on my radar at the moment throughout the rest of the year. But highly recommend it. It's a very nice kit, very nice set, lighting set. And from what I understand, they're probably only going to have, well, they often do this. They'll have a limited production, and then they might do more later if it does well. But you know, if you're really interested, go ahead and pick it up. I recommend culttvman.com. I really like their site, and they have some good pricing. But there's other sites available too. So not to put them down either. I use other ones for other things also, like HDA Model Works, sometimes Monsters in Motion. But I always like Cult TV Man. I think they have a great selection, and they're always on top of the latest models. So okay, well, thanks to all my new subscribers. Really love all the new subs coming, the great comments, the great views. Definitely keep watching. Really building a lot of cool things, and no end in sight. So thanks a lot.